Are you hungry? Because if so, you're in the right place. Today we're making the best ever chocolate chip cookies.
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Girl Good. Well, chocolate chip cookies, the best you've ever had, from a guy. He passed away, unfortunately, but he used to make these up in a small alpine village in Switzerland called Villars. And this is the original recipe he used, and they're just amazing. But before we have a look at the ingredients, do me the huge favor. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button and check the bell icon. Like that, you get a notification every Tuesday when a new episode comes out. And now, let's have a look at the board. This here is all we need. We have 335 grams of flour, 230 grams of salted butter, 220 grams of chocolate chips, 175 grams of normal sugar, 175 grams of brown sugar, 80 grams of eggs, 4 grams of vanilla, this is vanilla powder, and 9 grams of bicarbonate, I think you call it baking soda. And that's what we need. So it's time to start mixing. As you can see, I've added the eggs already. We'll just beat them quickly first. Can add in both our brown and white sugar, our baking soda and vanilla. And we'll mix this as well. And we add our melted butter. Let's just mix this in. And I forgot to mention, in the meantime, you can preheat your oven to 140 degrees Celsius. That's what we need. We're happy with that. And you can obviously do this in a KitchenAid or whatever kind of baking machine you have. It will be a bit, well, easier. Not really. It's so easy to do. You don't have to knead anything, right? You just mix it. Incorporate the flour. You need to work it into kind of a homogeneous mass. Make sure that all the flour is incorporated. I would say we're there. Just take a small. Dangerously good. Now what's left are the chocolate chips. They go in as well. And just mix these in. And after we've done this, we're going to cool it a bit. I'm lucky it's still winter, so it's almost freezing outside. I'll put it outside for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. And then we'll get baking. It's a really quick recipe, but I promise you, you're gonna love this. If you like chocolate chip cookies. Such an easy recipe, but it's so good. I think we're happy with that. Now let's cool it, and I'll see you in about 20 minutes. We have our dough, it's a bit cold. We have a baking tray with some baking paper, and we have an ice cream scooper. Now this is not a necessity, but it kind of makes them more even in size. So we just scoop out, I think we'll make maybe, because they obviously float out a bit. Maybe move them a bit more in. I think we'll make 6 per tray. Probably each of this is around somewhere between 80 and 90 grams. Now, as I mentioned before, it's now preheated to 140 degrees. These go in for 18 minutes. So I'll see you once these are done. Here we go. Our cookies are ready, but not yet ready to eat. We have to let them cool first, and that's probably the most difficult part. Now, as you can see, they might not look like your standard chocolate chip cookies, but that's because of the brown sugar. And believe me, if you never tried it with the brown sugar, it's so much better. But let's wait until they cool down now, and then we'll give it a try. Now, that's a beautiful plate, isn't it? As always, it's the hardest to kind of wait until they'll cool down properly, but believe me, that's when they're at their best, when they're properly cooled down. Now, as you can see by the color, they kind of look like they're chocolate in the batter itself, but they don't, as you saw. It's the brown sugar that makes that, and that's the kind of nice malty taste of it. But before we dig into one of these, if you stuck with me this far, it must have been something you enjoyed about this episode. So do me the huge favor and hit that thumbs up button. It's just down there, takes you about a second, but it's so valuable to me to reach a bigger, larger audience and to share my passion for food with them as well. Now, let's try this out. And to me, a chocolate chip cookie should be kind of soft in the inside, right? But still have the crunch on the outside. It's so good. And you need the salted butter. That really puts a nice twist on it. Buttery, sweet, hint of salt. Crunchy yet really soft. This really, I've eaten a lot of chocolate chip cookies, but these really are the best. Not because I made them, it's not my recipe, but it is the best recipe. I already lost 2. The recipe made 6, 12, 16 cookies in total. So if you double it, you get 32, etc. So good. I'm not going to bore you with the rest though. I'll eat this myself now. Not all of them, obviously. But all I can say is that these are the best chocolate chip cookies. They might not look like chocolate chip cookies like you know them because they're not light or, light. And it's not because we have chocolate in, it's just because of the brown sugar, as I said. That's it for today. If you have any questions about the recipe, just leave a comment below. I always answer them. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe, check the bell icon. That's it for me today. Short one. Take care. Bye-bye.